These fans survived my B-58 crash. 2 years ago, this happened. My B-58 Hustler project ended in disaster. The jet went down hard, and with it, about 8 months worth of work, gone in an instant. From the wreckage though, I was able to salvage the 4 beautiful Schubeler fans. These are some of the highest performance EDFs you can buy, and they've been sitting in a box unused for the last 2 years. So today, we're giving them a second chance in my Freewing SR-71. But here's the question, will they finally shine, or will history repeat itself? When the B-58 went down, it was tough. That model had pushed me harder than any other project I had taken on to that point. Thankfully, the fans survived, mostly unscathed. Schubeler builds these things with precision German engineering, balanced rotors, carbon fiber housings, built to handle insane RPMs. It seemed a shame to keep them unused. They're too good, too rare, too powerful. This time, I had to do things differently after all. If anything goes wrong, I could destroy another jet. Getting these fans into the SR-71 wasn't entirely a drop-in swap. I had to design and 3D print custom bell mouths, drill fresh holes, and most importantly, pair them with bigger 100 amp ESCs. That was a lesson learned the hard way with the B-58. Undersized ESCs were part of what brought that jet down. This time, there was no way I was making that mistake again. With everything wired, secured, and tested, the SR-71 was finally ready to put these fans to the test. All right, moment of truth. All right, guys, we're out at the field. Now, you know, I've had Schubeler fans, 4 of them, sitting in the box for 2 years now. You know, they were the fans that were in the B-58, and they never really got a chance to shine, right? So I was able to salvage them. 2 of them came out of the crash unscathed. 2 of them had to get sent back and get a little bit of repair work done with them, but I thought that the A12 Oxcart or the Freewing SR-71, we've painted as such, would be the perfect subject to finally give these fans a chance to really shine, because they are absolutely incredible quality. They're gorgeous fans. So my hope is that we'll get a little bit more efficiency like at the partial throttle, which would mean potentially longer flight times. But let's do some ground testing, because, you know, last time in the B-58, I didn't size the speed controllers right. That was a mistake that I made. So I had 75 amp speed controllers in the B-58. I have 100 amp speed controllers in this. They're also in direct airflow. So I think we've got a really good solution, but let's do some ground testing, check the current draw, check the acceleration along the runway, and then we're gonna see how these fans do. Clamp on amp meter so we can check the amps. And so, you know, in terms of the installation of the fans, they're more or less a drop-in fit, but I did have to print some, or design and print some 3D printed bell mouths for the fan. And then I obviously had to route in new speed controllers. That was kind of the biggest or the hardest thing to deal with, was putting the speed controllers in. But 100 amps versus 80 amps, definitely wanted that headroom, but let's see what she does. See how she sounds. I haven't heard this sound since they were in the B-58, so it'll be interesting. Power is really good. I'm seeing about 140 to 145 amps. That's across both fans, so you split that in half. That's pretty good. Like I said, I'm hoping to get some good half throttle performance, a little more efficiency at half throttle to really get better flight times, but Let's do a little taxi work, see what the acceleration is like. Before committing to the flight, I wanted to make sure everything was dialed in on the ground. Smooth taxi, good steering, and a few throttle punches to check acceleration. The Spool-Up is crisp, instant power with no hesitation. That's exactly what I want to see. The last thing I need is a surprise in the air. All right, I think we're ready. Let's take this pack out. We'll top it off. I got another pack we'll put in there, but let's see what she does. Sounds really good. She's a little bit quieter actually than the stock fans. Those fans are running smooth. They're incredible quality. Yeah, I think it's time to give her a flight. See how she does. Got to make sure that drag chute works, of course, right? All right. Burners are working. Cool. All right, gear's looking good, fans are looking good. Getting my shoulder workout. Better hold it up on my left hand next time. Even things out. You can't train unevenly, you know. Go away, bug. All right, let's do it. All right, here we go. Schubeler DS30 fans in the Freewing SR-71. Let's see how she does. Taking off.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
All right, she's up and moving. Come around, we'll do a high-speed pass. Just really hear those fans. They're so smooth. See it moving around a little bit out there. It's a little bumpy, but that gyro really helps out. Man, this thing is so much quieter than the stock fans.
Remaining 2 minutes.
She's moving good. Maybe a little more speed. She's definitely quieter in the air than with the stock fans. That shape, man, so unmistakable. All right, let's do a partial throttle. Stock fans had a kind of a howl to them at partial throttle. I'm not sure we're gonna get that with these. Nope. Just super smooth. You know, it's funny, I was pitch up, roll 360 degrees. It's funny, I was watching an SR-71 video this morning, and just seeing that airplane, I mean, I remember it as a kid. Seeing it at air shows, there's nothing more impressive than the SR-71. And I will say that this, you know, A12 Oxcart paint job really makes it come alive. It's it actually makes it a little bit easier to see, which is good, because the shape is a little weird to look at. I'll tell you what, that the Oxcart paintwork on here with the aluminum and stuff, it actually does help to be able to see the airplane a little bit better. All right, well, let's set up for landing, give myself a little extra time.
10. Timer expired.
All right, we got 3. A little long out there, but attitude looks good. I was fumbling with the switches a little. I was like, I hit reverse. I meant to hit the chute. So I was a little late on the chute. Yeah. So I gave it a little boost of, or a little burst of reverse just to keep it on the runway. But happy with that for sure. All right, she's back in one piece. That was pretty exhilarating. I'm not gonna lie, I've had those fans sitting for 2 years. They're just gorgeous. They really deserve to be flown. And the reality is there really probably isn't a B-58 on the short horizon, maybe longer in the horizon, but I do have another Convair project I think that's gonna happen, but we'll talk about that later. All right, let's check the voltage. The flight, my timer was set to about just a little over 3 minutes. So we'll see what the voltage says. Okay. Well, using more power than I would have hoped, but 371 or so on the cells. So that being said, I had a few, full throttle passes because I did see a slight performance increase in the full speed, and I could probably slow it down more too to save on that, but it's about the same flight time as it was with the stock fan, so I really can't complain about that. So yeah, I mean, it really does feel redemptive to successfully fly these fans after what had happened with the ESC failures and stuff. So I'm gonna be getting a whole bunch of time with these fans and in this airplane, so I'm super excited about that. This whole project reminded me how much the details matter. It's not just about raw power, it's about execution and perseverance. Yes, we make mistakes, but what matters is the lessons we take and apply from them. And let's face it, sometimes we need a little redemption too. And so I teased a Convair project coming up next. I do have one in the works. It is an F-106 Delta Dart. That is gonna be the next big build. I've been kind of out of commission with work. I've been crazy busy. I've been flying a bunch, but I just haven't had a lot of time to build. I'm an empty nester now, which is really kind of weird. I'm able to find a bit more time now. And so I'm really excited getting the itch to do some building again. But otherwise, if you want to know more about the paint method that I used on this A12 Oxcart to make it look the way that it does, check out the video here. I've also got a book, www.artofscalemodeling.com. There's a link down in the description. Head over to pick that up. Otherwise, guys, let's get some more flying in. And until next time, I'll see you at the field.